llama la esencia y papi activa los plugins. Ahora canto para él, imposible que desafine, yeah.
Me mandaron a apretar el lado, a ser más certero, que regresara, eso me pidieron. Con una pala historiador, más que vencedor, me presento, yo soy el guerrero. No tengo armas ni tampoco fuego, pero tengo el espíritu de Dios que me lleva a las millas y sin freno. No me desespero, pues mi lugar sigue intacto. No hay usurpador que pueda caminar en mis zapatos. Mi relato sigue siendo el mismo, sigue siendo Cristo, sigue siendo la fe por encima de este ritmo. Reality, lo que traigo es quality, llámelo insanity, cual mal el fatality. Vienen y van, pero pocos se quedaron. Aunque tome una pausa, aquí me encuentro yo parado. Nunca
we keep it moving though it seems hard. Yeah, yeah. Our only mission is to please God. So we don't watch, we make moves. So we don't stop. If they don't want it, then we dust up. Trying to slay myself, but it's a hefty task. Dying daily, there's no maybes when it's God we ask. Where's the leaders? No distinction, so it's time we act. Not relax, the world will have you like hypochondriacs. Let bygones be bygones, they react like, what am I on? Walking down paths, can't ride on. Self-bag check, all pride gone. Do you hear me though? Is the mic on? No price tag that you might ask, or you might say I'm paid for. Each move rate like I'm prayed for. Yeah, got a wifey that walks by me, keeps me in alignment. Got my children that we building and sent on assignment. Don't confuse me for these artists, focus on the rhyming, all in timing. God exposes when we try and hide it, far from perfect. Steady learning, not beyond reproach. Treading lightly, keep in mind whose throne I approach. In hopes when I spit these rhymes that you catch the ghost. So I keep my sword close when I stand my post, yeah. We keep it moving though it seems hard. Yeah, yeah. Our only mission is to please God. So we don't watch, we make moves. So we don't stop, we bring truth. If they don't want it, then we dust off our shoes. Yeah, dust off our shoes. Just a message for the times yelling Holy Ghost. When we need a favor is the only time we pray the most. When we get a blessing during service, when we stay the most. Easier to give when we have more, ain't it though? We say we clean, but we tainted though. Filthy with the rag, favored highly like a flag shows. Living my best life, swag dripping, ain't it crazy, no? But what I know, I write simple, so my motives hit you. Leaping over candles lit by the devil, so Jack be nimble, mind the riddle. Stole the devil's fiddle, try to play you. Boy, his mind is little, try to wake you up just a bit, but the time's an issue, time's an issue. Yeah, I thought why not? Here's the mic drop, can't see straight, here's the eye drops. When the sky splits is when I stop, didn't earn this, so it's my job. Help you stand straight like a tripod, so you speak faith, all lies gone. Let the spirit hit you, got you speaking tongues, got the devil saying, oh my God. We keep it moving though it seems hard. Yeah, yeah. Our only mission is to please God. So we don't watch, we make moves. So we don't stop, we bring truth. If they don't want it, then we dust off our shoes. Yeah, dust off our shoes. We keep it moving though it seems hard. Yeah, yeah. Our only mission is to please God. So we don't watch, we make moves. So we don't stop, we bring truth. If they don't want it, then we dust off our shoes. Yeah, dust off our shoes.
It's not you recording that, right?
Nah. Go ahead.
Finding grind. He's supposed to be like in the same way, or he's supposed to be on the side?
You could just go music.
Yeah. I guess you can get up now.
I'll do the song.
The only reason is a please God. Yeah.
Okay, we do that, yo.
You know it's in the
Yo, you
You heard the saying, a picture's worth 1,000 words, the music's playing. A synergy, my heart and mind intertwining. Now I'm finding the confidence I know I had deep inside. Swam with the sharks, still I survived. Underdogs on the rise, tell the bros we'll be alright. Now I know I gotta pray harder, now it's time to go way harder. Reach further on overdrive, traveling at light speed, no sidetracking. Simple things, fist up, put me in the ring. Mama ain't raised no quitter. Daddy showed me how to control feelings. Mental health, gotta take it serious. I said what I said. Period. He gives me strength when I am weary. I know my God is always near me. This race we're running, it ain't easy. But I know if we fall, we gon' get right back up. Gon' get right back up. But I know if we fall, we gon' get right back up.
They doubted me, kept the mental, that was hard for me. Kept on grinding, that was harder too. No validation, but they're proud of me. No God can move, but I'm rushing it until I make it through. They're telling me, you got people who depend on you. I was aware from the start of things. Never done it for the final things. Bring the glory home so they can see it too. Heal from the top to bottom. Coming 2020, you can see it through. Bigger dreams like it's Malibu. Yeah, I want it all. Play the lotto too. I'm an addict, this is all I know. Did it more than once, I guess I gambled too. Yeah.
Mama ain't raised no quitter. Daddy showed me how to control feelings. Mental health, gotta take it serious. I said what I said. Period. He gives me strength when I am weary. I know my God is always near me. This race we're running, it ain't easy. But I know if we fall, we gon' get right back up. But I know if we fall, we gon' get right back up. But I know if we fall, we gon' get right back up. Falling before, it's nothing new to me. Closing open doors, fire's purifying me. But I know if we fall, we gon' get right back up. But I know if we fall, we gon' get right back up. But I know if we fall, we gon' get right back up.
Yo, what up? It's your boy Crescendo. We're here live with Big Homie Poet from Next Generation Records. How you doing, bro? How's Tampa? What's going on?
I'm doing good, man. It's hot out here.
I believe it, man. I believe it. So I'm glad that we have you on the show. I'm glad that we're able to, kind of talk. I know it's been a crazy year. I know we had a couple of things planned. I know you got a bunch of things planned. And, with everything that's been going on with COVID and all the protests and everything, it's been a difficult year for, I would say, just musicians in general, trying to do shows, and still kind of promote their music. But, I think if we think about our loyal fan base and who we are as hip hop, I think this is a chance for us to say something,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, let's hear a little bit from you, man. How's everything been? How's tour life? How's everything, bro?
Everything's good, man. Actually just got off work with, just working. I'm working from home, so just got off work and then just walked, 7 feet over to the other computer to jump on and do this. And we're just hanging out, chilling, man. Just we had an interview last night with Flow High Radio with Gino Lexus, and we're just continuing to just keep swinging, we've been working on new music, shooting videos. One thing I wanted to do this year also was, increase our presence online. And so, with everything being locked down, we kind of shifted the emphasis from the live shows to that. So we can knock that out too. But you know, we were coming in pretty hot. We had that 1 year anniversary show in February, which was a pretty good turnout. And then we were scheduled to come up there and see y'all for the March 27th show, Austin's Coffee. And, you know, I was real excited for that because it was out of town. It was in Orlando, another market. And we've been trying to cross promote with the Orlando market since, you know, the beginning of last year with these shows and things like that, which is so close together. There's no reason not to, man. We should be seeing, you know, artists from Tampa and Orlando and artists from Orlando and Tampa on a regular basis. So for me, I just think, like, you know, there's a lot of people out here on this music scene that aren't willing to do those types of things for their own, you know, egotistical purposes, you know, for them to extend a hand out to another brother in hopes to, you know, make something move. It's unheard of sometimes. So, you know, I really just put the emphasis on doing all the other things that other people won't do because of, you know, how they feel about themselves, or they might feel like they're better than this artist or that artist. And I'm just trying to wipe that off the board completely and make music and unite with as many artists as we possibly can and give them a movement that's solid and can be believed in, you know?
Oh, man. Yeah, I feel you. I think one of the biggest things about doing music is you learn real quick that there are different scenes, there's different places where you can fit in, there's different niches, there's different markets. And I know personally, like, crossing over to a different city can be a huge jump for an artist because, you know, I always make this joke, but it's like even Jesus said, you know, a prophet isn't welcome in his hometown. You know, sometimes you can build up your audience and then people will be like, well, that's just so-and-so. I know him already. You know, I already know that dude. I already know that, like, you know, so you have to extend yourself and you have to find yourself, you know, reaching out to different markets. And I think as artists, I think it's our job. Like, even if, you know, that's like one thing that big ups to you on doing is that as an artist, some artists can be selfish and be like waiting for shows. But for you took the opportunity and said, you know, I'm gonna start making shows and promoting shows and doing shows.
Right.
You know, with the We Got Bars. So that's, you know, that's a big deal because a lot of artists are selfish in themselves. They'll be like, nah, I just want to get paid and do shows. Well, you know, it ain't always, you know, like that. You know, you don't always have that opportunity. So I think the best thing to do is to, like, push and grind yourself, you know?
Definitely. I mean, I'm not a stranger to throwing shows. We used to throw shows around 2012 and 13 called Underground Sounds. And a key difference between these shows and that show is, you know, I had a DJ that was on board for those shows, and, you know, coming back into it, also to try and just like eliminate some certain types of costs to be able to do them. I didn't have a DJ, and the venue that wanted to give us most of the dates up here in Newport Richey was like, well, we don't have sound. So I had already bought my son a mixer for Christmas, and I was like, well, we got the mixer, you know, I'm just going to order the PA speakers and the mics and get the sound for the venue, and you know, we're just going to hop in our lane and do what we do, you know. And also, you know, that's a stepping stone for other people, other opportunities where, you know, even from a DJ perspective, you know, I'm telling people, you know, send us your music. We're not biased to the games that people play out here on this music scene, man. We're trying to do the most to uplift it. Anybody that wants to work with us, network with us, get with the movement, you know, we're willing to embrace all that. So I tell everybody, you know, send us your music. We ain't gonna, you know, not play it because we need music to play at the shows, you know. So you know, we always tell artists, send us your music. They can send it to We Got Bars with a Z19@gmail.com. Even right now, I always have that extended out. And, you know, so we really just kind of had to do our thing. My son, Cutthroat, he did a show in December before we started these shows. And this is kind of like how this all happened was like the dude from the show, he wanted to link up with me. I knew his partner. And his partner used to perform at the Underground Sound shows. And the guy was like, well, you want to help me get some venues? And I was like, sure, you know, that's fine. I'll help you get some venues. And he said, all right, I said, so do you want to do anything in Pasco? He said, yeah. So I called the spot in Pasco, and I thought it was another place. I thought it was the Verona when I was calling, and it happened to end up being Venom. And when I talked to the lady at Venom, she was like, yeah, we're interested in doing that. I can give you dates for the rest of the year. And I sent him the information for Venom, and he left me on red. And I was like, all right. So I see that as my opportunity. Like, here's a venue that's willing to have shows. You asked me to get your shows or a venue. I got a venue, and then, no reply back. So I'm taking that for myself right there. There's no remorse at that point, and that's just how it all developed. And then they didn't have sound, but I was willing to make the investment into the PA system, and now I got the 210s, and I got a sub for it now. So we got bass, 500 watts of bass. So, when we turn it up, it sounds lovely, and so that's just all how it kind of boiled down, man. We've just been doing our thing. We ain't taking no for an answer.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, and I think that's what sets artists apart, is when they actually take the time to invest in themselves. A lot of artists are scared to invest in themselves, whether it be making beats, whether it be, I have people that just expect things handed to them, and it's not like that. Especially if you want to get things moving, if you still want to keep, like, I know a lot of artists that self-produce. Right. If they don't self-produce, they at least self-engineer themselves. You know what I mean? And that's where we're at in 2020, especially now that you can't just be rolling up to people's studios all the time. Yeah. And so honestly, I could feel that. I know how that goes. But I want to give people a feel of your music. So I do want to play Welcome to the Underground, and then we'll play Lockdown, and then we'll come back and then talk a little bit more about your music and everything that's going forward with that. But I do want to give people, the vibes. Know what I'm saying?
Definitely, man. Sure. Yeah, both of those two songs right there. A long-time friend of mine, Mr. Wicked One, Mr. 420, and my son, we decided to do this. We decided to keep working on music throughout this whole thing, and both those tracks are off a project that we're going to drop at the end of the year called Diary of a Lockdown. And so far, everything's coming out hot. So just
okay. Well, let's listen to that, and we'll come back.
Yes, sir.
We're here live on the Hype. Let's go.
Yo, what the f they talking about in the news? Got you all scared to wear your own damn shoes. When I hop in the booth and start hawking the truth, you'll say I'm iller than the virus that got them talking like fools. They prey on the weak, mental and physical. Deliberate liberals broadcast it to belittle us. Peep the stats through the research. At some point, some theories are truth. You don't want to hear it, it's cool. Seems like you got your head buried in stool, but I ain't judging. I ain't budging in my skepticness. Media coming with directives to turn the TV off. Fake news will break you. Have you run into the store for fake food? No thank you. Yo, check it. So turn the TV off. Fake news will break you. Have you run into the store for fake food? No thank you. I'm sicker than the virus. Catch me on stage, ripping mics apart in a maniacal rage. I turn the media off. I ain't hearing what they say. You can live your life in fear. I'll be on my way. Yo, I'm sicker than the virus. Catch me on stage, ripping mics apart in a maniacal rage. I turn the media off. I ain't hearing what they say. You can live your life in fear. I'll be on my way. Yeah, I'll be on my way. You can live your life in fear. I'll be on my way.
The government put you on lockdown, but I'm tiptoeing through the house. Got the light on my lungs while this still running her mouth. I'm sicker than the virus, spitting rhymes, I ain't covering my mouth. Next generation, yeah, we spreading out the south. I need self-isolation, cause the media trying to take us out. Buying all the TP, cause I'm really the now. From the day I could've been in my grave, I know y'all had doubt. I've been the underground, so I took my own route. Now the world changed every day, it's nothing but a drought. Offer us a check, now everybody got their hand out. a grand, hit the bank and take a milli out. That's really how I feel about it. Trump got these cousin fucking lovers getting rowdy. Put my middle finger up and tell them read between the lines. I ain't wrong for nobody, they all in the mind.
I'm sicker than the virus, catch me on stage, ripping mics apart in a maniacal rage. I turn the media off, I ain't hearing what they say. You can live your life in fear, I'll be on my way. Yo, I'm sicker than the virus, catch me on stage, ripping mics apart in a maniacal rage. I turn the media off, I ain't hearing what they say. You can live your life in fear, I'll be on my way. Yeah, I'll be on my way. You can live your life in fear, I'll be on my way.
You know I'm sicker than the illest MC. It be me, Wicked O-N-E. To keep my mind at ease. You do you, I'ma do me. You only got one life to live, so live your life to the fullest. Don't be scared. Be like Nike and just do it. Get yourself together. Do whatever it takes to make you better. It's gonna be lots of stormy nights, but you can stand the weather. Keep it 100 and don't you ever change for nothing. Niggas claiming that they real and be frontin'. You bug straight fraud. That's how I see it. I swear to God, ain't no squares in my circle. Be gone. Welcome to the underground where we don't fuck around. In the booth or on the stage, either way it's going down. You like the sound? Really? Yeah, I know. My flow's dope. Linked up with the big homie poet, they cut dope. I know they gonna hate it. Spitting fire and still underrated. Speaking nothing but the truth while you be faking. Ain't never been a hater, please believe me. Hit me up if you need me. Keep it real when you see me straight up.
I'm sicker than the virus, catch me on stage, ripping mics apart in a maniacal rage. I turn the media off, I ain't hearing what they say. You can live your life in fear, I'll be on my way. Yo, I'm sicker than the virus, catch me on stage, ripping mics apart in a maniacal rage. I turn the media off, I ain't hearing what they say. You can live your life in fear, I'll be on my way. Yeah, I'll be on my way. You can live your life in fear, I'll be on my way. Yeah, I'll be on my way. You can live your life in fear, I'll be on my way. I'm sicker than the virus, catch me on stage, ripping mics apart in a maniacal rage. I turn the media off, I ain't hearing what they say. You can live your life in fear, I'll be on my way. Yeah.
Some COVID infections will lead to viral pneumonia and the failure of the respiratory or other body systems. For those cases, hospitalization is frequently needed for breathing support, with oxygen or a mechanical ventilator, along with therapy to support the circulatory system, kidneys, and other body systems.
My mind tired, but my spirit never stops fighting. I'm a lion in the jungle amongst prey. I must stay ahead of the game at all costs and all times. All rhymes broken down to a science, like a chemistry project. Checking the profiles of my enemy prospects. Mark them off with an X, chalk them off cause of the stress. With all the talk of the best, we slide in and show them what the deal is. Fakes all around me, so we show them what the real is. And your record's on the come up, but we ain't creeping. Quarantine zone, spitting sick while you sleeping. The homies wicked and cutthroat, letting off bullets that cut veins. Flames, come correct cause it's the tough game, and this is tough times. 6 feet or more, you get left with a puff dime. You get left with a puff dime. It's the rock that get you like off. Now that's dope, hanging with battle ropes just to gain arm strength. Some is real, but it seems all fake. Yo, the lockdown is real, still your team's all fake. It's the rock that get you like off. Now that's dope, hanging with battle ropes just to gain arm strength. Some is real, but it seems all fake. Yo, the lockdown is real, still your team's all fake.
I'm so sick on this mic, it's a pandemic. Keep your distance, it's a 6 foot limit. You see that dirt? I have you laying 6 feet in it. You ever been in a world that's a whole gimmick? Take away our rights in less than a minute. They tell me to be quiet, just let me finish. We gon' ride shooting bullets back and forth like tennis. I've been filling in the gas like Cavity and Dennis. Now they see I figured it out, they tryna portray the image. They was wishing I was slipping, steady gripping on a pole. I guess I'll see you later cause it's getting old. Quarantine in the studio, I got a blunt I just rolled. I feel like a Chico cause I've been riding low. And you can bounce when I flip the switch cause you gotta go. Bye bye.
Social distancing involves maintaining a physical distance from others and has been a key tool used by communities to slow down the intensity of the pandemic.
Now that's dope, hanging with battle ropes just to gain arm strength. Some is real, but it seems all fake. Yo, the lockdown is real, still your team's all fake. It's the rock that get you like off. Now that's dope, hanging with battle ropes just to gain arm strength. Some is real, but it seems all fake. Yo, the lockdown is real, still your team's all fake.
They got us on lockdown, and they ain't even locked up. They told us not to come out, but that shit ain't gonna stop us. You know we represent that underground. Now we do what we want, whenever we want. No one control us. The government, both us. It's hard to stay in your focus, but we hard headed. This dope. You know what? 3 the hard way. straight. Give it to you broad day. Give me at least 6 feet. I need some more space. It's better to stay in the house, so we all say. Since then, I've been in the booth doing what I do. Okay.
COVID-19 is an infectious disease caused by the virus severe acute respiratory syndrome
It's the rock
virus
that
2.
get you like off. Now that's dope. Hang you with battle ropes just to gain arm strength. Some that's real, but it seems all fake. Yo, the lockdown is real, still your team's all fake. It's the rock that get you like off. Now that's dope. Hang you with battle ropes just to gain arm strength. Some that's real, but it seems all fake. Yo, the lockdown is real, still your team's all fake. It's the rock that get you like off. Now that's dope. Hang you with battle ropes just to gain arm strength. Some is real, but it seems all fake. Yo, the lockdown is real, still your team's all fake. It's that rock that get you like off. Now that's dope. Hang you with battle ropes just to gain arm strength. Some is real, but it seems all fake. Yo, the lockdown is real, but your team's all fake. All fake.
Yo, what up? What up? It's your boy Crescendo. We're here live with Big Homie Poet of Next Generation Records. Just listened to a couple of tracks off of A Diary of a Lockdown.
Yeah, Diary of a Lockdown.
Yeah, man. I'm excited for this. You know, we're talking about creating opportunities and not being stagnant, especially with everything that's going on with people getting laid off and people getting kind of stuck. You know, artists that kind of made money off of shows. I feel like the bigger artists are stuck doing what we're doing. You know, they have no choice. I mean, they have a bigger fan base right now, so it's a little bit easier. But they're stuck doing the same thing, like online shows, and, you know, booking whatever, you know, pre-recorded events they can set up. So, but what's been your experience, man? I know that you said, you know, you started writing during this whole thing and started the project. How's that been going?
Yeah, it's been going. We're 5 songs into it now, and just gonna keep working. Plus, we got some other songs that we're shooting videos for. My son and I got a song called Cutthroats that we shot a video for, and you know.
Yeah, that's not very common though to have, you know, a father-son duo like that are rapping together. How's that been? How's been, like, you know, working with your son as an artist? And, you know, do you feel like you guys have similar styles or different styles? How's that been?
I mean, I really think that it plays both sides of the room, you know, because I'm 40, so I came up under the golden era of hip hop, and you know, he came up watching me being an artist and was influenced, you know, by stuff that I listened to, but he's also influenced by, you know, stuff that his peers listen to too as well. So, but I always taught him about hip hop and about the culture of hip hop, and I always told him, you know, like, coming into it, you know, like, look, man, they can say what they want, but you got to respect the culture. And he's grown into, you know, a serious MC, a dope artist, and you know, I respect him just like, you know, I respect a lot of other artists that are out here. If I didn't know him, I would still think he was dope. I would still support him. But, you know, we started working when he was around like 12. We've been doing shows this whole time too, since like 2012. He performed at the Orphan when he was like 12. We did Ivor a couple times, Crowbar when he was like 15, 16 years old. And I was able to, you know, being that I was on the scene for so long prior to that, I was able to, you know, still constantly make moves. I just shifted it from myself to him, because I felt like, you know, at this point, you know, I've been married for 23 years, raising a family, and family life is always first, and it's busy, but I had a lot of knowledge of the music game, and I felt like, you know, it's not going to go anywhere if I don't pass it down. So we just started working, man, and I introduced him to it. I didn't force it on him. I said, you want to do it? Cool. If you don't, that's cool too. And we just kind of did a few tracks when he was younger, and then he just picked it up and ran with it. And I helped him, do the artist development side of it. Him and another artist. When we first started, we had four artists, and ended up just boiling down to me and him. And at this point, I feel like that's the way it's supposed to be. In 2018, he got hit by a car. I was in a coma for like 10 days, and we went through that and spent about a month in the hospital with him, waiting for him to recover. And he came out of that, and he moved out like probably not too long after he got out of the hospital, and bought his own studio equipment. And I think he recorded probably like 3 or 4 mixtapes in a 6 or 7 month time, all mostly through like 2018, going into 2019, and then 2019 we started the shows, and we're just trying to stay at full speed, man. Just keep moving.
That's dope, man. I mean, so you guys are basically, that's probably why you go by Next Generation Records. That's pretty dope.
That's exactly why. Yeah, man.
To have, your son take up the mantle and start recording, and that's crazy. I didn't even know about the story about him getting into an accident. That's dope. I mean, to see him come out of that and come out stronger, and push through it, and move out and kind of do his thing. So I mean, that's really dope. What do you think some of the major influences on your music and his music? Like, what do you think they are? Like, who would you say are your major influences?
I know for him specifically, he's a lot of his influences are like G Herbo, NBA YoungBoy. He listens to Pac, so he kind of has an eclectic mixture of what he listens to. Some rod wave, and then mine as well. Gang Starr was always my main influence. I would say Guru was probably my favorite MC out of all MCs. Guru was my favorite MC because everything was just to the point. It wasn't nothing left on the table. He just told you exactly what it was, but it was always, positive and inspirational and had a different outlook. So, we just try to keep our head in the game and keep moving. And, when I approach this whole thing, I approach it from the fact that, it's a record label, but I'm looking at it as a production company as well. So that's why we invested into, the equipment, the PA system, the camera, so we can shoot our own videos, the studio, got pretty much everything in-house, and then we can, just rock from there. And also, use that as a catalyst to work behind the scenes in the music game too. So, like I said, if an artist wants to throw a show, and I'm pretty affordable, man. I'm just try to do it where it's fair for everybody, and a lot of DJs. My main thing is just this game is filled with egos, man. So I try to take the ego out of what I do. Not to take nothing away from us, but I really try to be humble, down to earth cat, and see opportunities on a broader horizon, not just for us, but we pretty much created our own music scene last year outside of the city of Tampa. We created our own music scene. We did I think we did 6 cities and 9 venues and booked 110 artists.
Nice.
Just throughout Clearwater, Newport Richey, Tampa, Largo, Pinellas Park. I mean, we were all over this local area, and then coming into this year, we obviously coming up to Orlando to get things moving with you and the other fellas that we associate with up there, and that's all we're gonna do. Atlanta too, sometime at some point, and yeah, man, so that's what's up. But
yeah, I feel you. I mean, that's pretty dope. The fact that you're able to have that wide of a audience, wide of a city tour, basically. That's basically handling the Bay Area, Tampa Bay, You know, you got St. Pete, you got Tampa, you got Newport Richie, Sarasota, that whole strip. There's a lot of opportunity there, obviously, with, you know, the artists that you've connected with and the artists that you manage, and being the artist that you are, you know, especially since your son is also, like you said, he's eclectic with his style too. So I think when it comes to that kind of thing, we I think about like not staying stagnant and always moving forward is the biggest thing for artists. So if there is, like you said, you wanted to head to Orlando, you set up an Orlando show, and with the hype, what I like to do on this show is I like to give other artists like not only a platform for them, but also see how other artists work, because you know a lot of people will record a song and they don't know what to do with it. You know, they'll sit there like, you know, oh, I want to be a rapper, and I record a song, but you know, they spam all their friends, you know, because obviously that's the first way they get out, you know, and then they're just like kind of unsure of like what to do next, you know. But I've always encouraged, you know, young artists to, one, go to open mics. Obviously, that's where you can start, and that's the easiest place to start.
Right.
But then two, right after that, is to actually go to established shows. Because if you don't go to, I say go not only just to regular shows, go to shows that have like a monthly. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like, you know how you had a couple of We Got Bars? You have a couple of different things. Like, that's what I say, young artists, you know, go there, watch the show, network, and then try and meet other artists that are like you. And if you're able to talk to the person putting the show together, talk to them.
Yeah.
But I think it's a different world we live in right now. So a lot of it is now I'm showing up in people's inboxes. You know what I mean? And you don't want to come off too spammy, especially now, because nobody's gonna want to listen to your music if you're spammy. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Yeah, that's why we've just been putting in the work, man, and letting it, you know, kind of just speak for itself. Same thing I was saying last night with Gino Lexus is, you know, we know if there's one person that's not going to, you know, feel us out or want to, you know, be involved in what we're doing or support us, you know, there's two more people that will, and and it's and you look at it like that, but I look at it like this too, right, man? Like, there's not really anybody, you know, that's just going around and telling some of these other artists. This is where it's so different. Like, okay, like, look, man, you're dope. You know what I'm saying? We believe in you. That's why we out here doing what we're doing and putting on these other artists, because we don't just believe in ourselves. You know, we believe in the music scene. You know, there's a lot of talent out here that needs to be seen. There's a lot of eyes looking at it, and at this point, man, we're just trying to, you know, grow this movement into something that's just, you know, as massive as it can is become, pretty much, you know, right down to the point like going into 2021. You know, this is how I know that things have been on this path for a minute now. When we started in 2012, you know, my son was a kid, he was 12 years old, you know, but we were still trying to, you know, put out good quality music and do things like that. But now you got cats like you know, Wu-Tang Clan, where they got Method Man's son and U-God's son and YDB and Ghostface Killer's son, calling themselves second generation Wu, you know. And I reached out to them and I spoke with Intel, which is U-God's son, and we planning some things, you know, to try and make him be a headliner for some shows next year. So, you know, I have a clear vision with what I want to do, and I feel like hip hop needs this movement, and you can see that it's going that direction with the cats, you know, that are already legends with their sons starting to come out and make music and, you know, pick off where that legacy leaves. So, you know, we can really just, you know, change that whole tide in the culture, man, and really just give this whole thing a solid movement, you know, for the legends, for the culture itself. And then, like you said, you don't see like many fathers and sons performing, but you know, it seems to be a pretty universal thing when I'm out talking with people, like, oh yeah, my 10-year-old, he's starting to, you know, get into that or whatever, and you know, it's pretty universal. Or my daughter sings, you know, there's probably at least 3 or 4 other sets of like Daddy Alpha and his son, Lord Lightskin, or Jim Star and his son Crypto K. Like they all came out.
Chris Rivers,
right.
Big Pun's son,
Big Pun's son, you know, and so even just locally, man, it seems to be a pretty universal concept. And it's 8 years deep into the thinking of it. So at this point, you know, we're really just trying to dig in and make it a, you know, universal movement throughout the culture of hip hop and get as many people, you know, as we can involved and on all levels. And, you know, I wasn't even really, honestly, I didn't know what to expect when I reached out to Second Generation Wu, but the brother hit me back and he was cool peoples and we talked for a couple days and he was like, yo, this is intel. And I'd already kind of done my homework on him a little bit because I was already in that mind frame, like, okay, like we even reached out to Busy Bone's son about a collab too. So, you know, it's just in timing, you know. But if we start getting them involved, it just broadens the whole, you know, array of what we're doing, man. It really brings it to the culture of hip hop because now, you know, the thing with those dudes is they're not eating off the coattails of their fathers. They're trying to carve their own niche in the game, and that's what I was telling them. Like, you know, this falls in line with what we're doing because you're trying to create a name for yourself. You're not just, you know, piggybacking off of Wu-Tang or piggybacking off of Bone Thugs, like these dudes that's actually trying to, you know, make their own mark in the industry the same way we are. And, you know, we just happen to be on the same page with that movement, you know. So
that's dope. Well, I want to play one more song. We're going to play No More Flex by my boy YB, and then we're going to get back. When we get back, we'll talk a little bit more about, a little bit more about what we're talking about, hip-hop and the community, where we can find you online. So, but we're going to play No More Flex by YB here on The Hype. Let's go.
No more flex. I look to God when it's hard and I'm going through a test. Hey, no more flex. If I move, then it's you. I surrender, got my steps. Hey, no more flex. I look to God when it's hard and I'm going through the test. Hey, no more flex. If I move, then it's you. I surrender, got my steps. Hey, no more flex. All the things that I did, nightmares playing when I close my eyelids. Sunrise like whenever the night ends. Book of life, I'm on a list like I'm invited. Came to the end of this road and I'm ending with me. I would be done if I didn't have friends down to show me the king. Cause I wanted money, was hungry for fame. I just wanted my name to be all of the lights. When I was in college, was selling CDs at the 7-Eleven, done rolling the dice. I can't go back. I look to God when it's hard and I'm going through a test. Hey, no more flex. If I move, then it's you. I surrender, got my steps. Hey, no more flex. I look to God when it's hard and I'm going through the test. Hey, no more flex. If I move, then it's you. I surrender, got my steps. Hey, no more flex.
Welcome back. We're live on The Hype. We got Big Homie Poet, Next Generation Records. We were just talking about how we basically get the opportunity to see a new generation of artists come up and follow in the steps of their parents' legacy. And what I love most about it, and what he was saying, is that they're carving their own lane. They're not trying to coattail off of their parents' fame or their parents' stardom. They're just trying to grind, and they just want the respect of being their own artists. Like, they don't want to be like, oh, well, I'm dope for being this kid's son. You know what I mean? Like, they just want to be dope. And I think when it comes to hip hop, I think that element is missing a little bit now. I think instead of being dope, it's just being doped up with a lot of new records. That's how I feel personally.
Yeah, doped up.
But you know what I mean. You know, that's just my opinion. You know, I notice a lot of, you know, is this trending? Is this, you know, it's always been there, the drug, sex, and rap. But I think with the new generation, them actually looking for the hip hop, looking for the dope lines, and being respected, I think that changes the game when you listen to music. You know, how's it feel? Like, do you guys ever feel like, man, he wrote a better verse than me, I gotta rewrite my verse, like with your son or anything like that, or vice versa?
I mean, I think we always just aim to be exactly who we are individually, you know, like his style is so different than mine and mine's so different than his, but the dope thing about it is, like, you know, like, let's just take, for instance, Welcome to the Underground. You know, it's not per se like a boom bap beat, but it's not really a trap beat. It's just kind of different. Our cousin in New Jersey, shout out to him, because he's been feeding us beats for a minute now too. Familia Productions, Joey on the Beat, at Joey on the Beat is the Instagram. So he hooks us up with beats. He did the production for Welcome to the Underground, and so and he's a little bit younger too. I think he's 22 or 23. So still a next generation influence, you know. And but then at the same time, we can flip it around and we can do some completely, you know, hip hop, boom bap style of, you know, song as well. So it's just bridging that gap, you know. And we've always had a good chemistry, me and him together. And then we do the shows, and, you know, people like to see the fact that, you know, we do the shows together and things like that as well. So
I feel that. Do you ever feel like do people consider you a purist? Like, oh, he only likes hip hop, or have you grown to like some of the newer music? What's been your opinion of like the way hip hop's gone?
I mean, it just depends, honestly. It depends about the message in the music, man. You know, in all honesty, and I'll be completely truthful too about just hip hop in general. Like, being that, you know, I came up through the '90s and witnessed all that, and then I even hear new music from like those types of artists, and sometimes I don't feel like there's even enough growth and that type of music that they're making. You know, I'm not anyone, you know, in general that I can, you know, think of offhand, but, you know, like, how can you still be, you know, 37, 38 talking about the same things you talked about when you were 18, 19? You know, I have to see some growth and some depth. And I listened to a couple joints off that new Locks album this morning, and I was like, okay, like, you know, finally some growth and some depth, you know, people that have gone through, you know. So we just been through a lot, man. Like I said, met my wife 17, we got married at 18. We've been rocking together since then, 23 years. And we have 5 kids together and 2 grandkids, and we've been at it, and we've been through a lot. And, you know, we came through the situation with my son being in a coma, and that really changes you as a person in terms of how you think of things. And so, you know, that the hustler aspect changed a lot from that, because now it's like, okay, like we don't know how much time we got So we have to get as much in and make as big of an impact as quickly as we can. And the game is really wide open for it, honestly. There's nothing, in my opinion, that's that spectacular about hip-hop right now, you know? That's why I started looking at the local artists like, okay, like, there's a lot of talent, man. And there's a lot of, you know, people aiming for the same thing. So if there's a movement that's pushing that type of, you know, mindset for being successful, you know, and
yeah, I feel that. I mean, the way that hip hop is going and where everything has been, I think we can continue to make strides and make developments and leave a lasting legacy. I mean, Nas just dropped an album. So it's never too late for an artist. I feel like it's never too late for an artist to go out and throw out some classic work. But yo, tell them where they can find your music, where they can find all your stuff.
So yeah, definitely hit us up on Instagram at Next Generation Records 2020. We can send you links from there. You can find us on Cutthroat. He has stuff on Spotify and the streaming networks and YouTube, SoundCloud, Engine Records, NGEN-Records with a Z. Facebook, we have a Next Generation Records presents, you know, so we've just been trying to incorporate all facets of the music game, you know, so we're gonna be successful in one or the other, you know. As an individual, there's no time to be standing out on the block selling crack to people that you have no business dealing with. So we invest into the cost low. One thing I want to say too is earlier we were talking about how when people used to say, you know, so, and I used to always hate being told that, because I knew when somebody told me that, you know, they were just basically going to ask me for some money. So I flipped that whole concept of investing, you know, in myself and saying, okay, well, you know, if I go to the studio and I spend X amount of dollars for 4 sessions, well, I could keep that money and I could go buy my own equipment and I could have 100 sessions or as many sessions as I want for that same amount of money. It makes more sense to me to just invest in the equipment so I can have all the sessions that I want, and then it puts me in a position to make money too. And so that's just been my thinking on, like, a little different, just, you know, we're just out here trying to, you know, to get it any way possible.
Yeah, that makes sense. I understand. I got my daughter in the background sneaking through.
Yeah, you're good.
So yeah, man, I completely understand that. I mean, I bought my own studio equipment. I've recorded by myself. I've recorded with others. Investing in people, and I think, you know, investing in yourself is important, but, you know, also invest with people who know what they're doing too.
Yeah.
Take the time to rock with people, even if it's not your studio. Maybe sneak into another studio session, see how they do things, you know.
Yeah,
it's not to steal ideas, but just to grow in knowledge, you know.
Right, learn.
You know, I think a lot of people, like you said, there's a lot of egos in the game, and I think if we could put that aside, we could really learn from each other and you know, really invest in each other more than just investing in ourselves. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, I mean, I definitely, without taking nothing away from anybody else, there's kinds of different people, and even, you know, the situation with trying to, you know, go into next year when things finally open back up and investing in a headliner that, you know, we know is going to add value to what we're doing. It's just part of how it develops, you know, and that's just what it is.
I feel you. I feel you. Well, we're gonna wrap up. Thanks for coming on the hype, bro. I appreciate you coming out on Zoom, figuring these things out and getting things going. So, again, you know, this big homie Poet from Next Generation Records. If you wanted to give any shout outs to Cutthroat, you know, as well, and anyone else.
definitely my wife. She's been here this entire ride. Sometimes she hates the music, but she don't hate the music. She hates the I stay busy with it, so I always have to learn to try and keep that balance. But my wife is a soldier, man. She's been soldiering with me for over 20 years, so I can't not shout her out. She's an important factor to everything. So
yeah, definitely feel that on balance. Well, man, thank you so much for coming on The Hype. We're gonna close the show out with Freestyle Tape. Homie Anonymous XI on it with some other artists is dope. Thanks so much for tuning in. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and RadioUNT.net. If you haven't downloaded the app, make sure you do it. Alright, yo, it's your boy Crescendo. We out.
Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I got.
Still spread the gospel, know that they love it. Jesus is all that we need. To talk about COVID, I talk about faith. This world ain't what it seems. I said to him, there's no mistakes. We're praying that he intervenes. Told them they can hate it, or they can love it. Be the greatest, or be a puppet. Time is wasted, let's get to running. Told you from the beginning, I keep it 100, yeah. I told them they don't really want it. Get with me, I keep it 100. I told them they don't really want it. Get with me, I keep it 100. I told them they don't really want it. Get with me, I keep it 100. I told them they don't really want it. Get with me, I keep it 100. Let's keep the pace up. This the only way we run the Christians raise up. Stronger what we all becoming, need to wake up. Devil always up to something, being straight up. Told him this ain't what he's wanting now. All that messy talking sounding blah. I put them prayers up in the air for y'all. Want me to turn my message down, I told him nah. I done been 100 and my message raw. Told them they don't really want it now. Get with me, I'm keeping it 100, y'all.
Do you remember Peter sprinting to the tomb only to see the linen? Folded, he didn't see Jesus in it, cause he is risen. People can be the minute, but even while we were sinning, he gave his life for us so that we can be free from prison. Jesus threw our sin in the depths of the sea, forgetting all of our wrongs in him, we can all be forgiven. And because he rose on the third, now we are given a new life through his life. This is why we are winning.
Este es el puerto recogido con flow celeste, siempre diferente en la cabina, real hasta la muerte, regando aromas no vete a vida, ya cruzamos el puente, nada somos sin la fuente y seguimos aunque no